all from Blizzard and their fine servers. So let's get this match underway and hand it over to our casters.
I wonder how long they stick with that if it doesn't work.
That's a key thing that we've been seeing all throughout the week, where teams have been trying to go for a more logical team comp that tries to fill things easily. But when the pressure is on, sometimes teams will switch. Now, I do think Tailspin will be in that DPS role, and I think he's going to be pretty good at it. But you're right, we could see that switch up if the teams deem it necessary.
Yeah, and Tailspin, you look for him to probably play some Pharah. No, a meta that's a little bit more Pharah-friendly. Tailspin definitely can go off on that hero. And for Chile, I think this is just a great opportunity for them, right? I mean, they talked about, for their members on that White Panthers team, they're talking about in our interviews, see if they can get some sponsorships, some notoriety out of this. I think it's a big opportunity for them.
That's been a key theme for some of the regions that might be a little bit less known, is that they are looking for that. They do want to bring glory to their country and say, hey, you know what? We have an Overwatch scene too, and we're pretty good at this.
Yeah, the first map in this best-of-3 series between USA and Chile will be Hanamura. I'm interested to see what we see out of Team USA. They will be on the defense first. So we have seen Seagull in the past do some unorthodox things, maybe a Bastion pick. I don't know if we expect any of that here, and it's interesting, if he wants to take one of those other heroes, who is going to fill in that off-tank role?
It'll be interesting to see who they decide to throw in that off-tank role. Again, I think USA has a good deal of flexibility in who they can swap up. And just to sort of talk about the map here, too, this is Hanamura. This is an assault point map. And I think we're going to get good ideas where these teams stand just off of the first point, because one of the most dominant things you can do as a team is hold first point here in Hanamura, which is, it's difficult to do, but not impossible.
Yeah, and you see for USA, you'll have Tailspin on May, so look for him to just cause a lot of chaos for Chile. They're going to have to be extremely coordinated to get through this first gate here. Now, we see so many teams get stalled out here. On the side of Chile, obviously, they can still change their composition up a little bit. Still 22 seconds left before we get into the game. But I know right now, they have a D.Va and a Winston, so you see that's a pretty dive-heavy composition, especially with a Genji and Tracer as well.
For what they're looking for here, they want Winston, Tracer, and Genji. They'll get right into the back line and sort of get away from getting split up by the walls. However, you take a look at how Tailspin's going to handle this. He's still going to be looking for the split on people as they run in, and will be running to the back to try and contain that. So the U.S. here, they do have a lot of good options for the defense, but take a look at Mezar. He's going for the crazy surprise charge. Not going to get it.
Yeah, and it looked like he was going to try and just surprise the Chilean team, but has to fall back. Not a good position for Mezar, and you see it's going to be Ibran. Go right by Ash Tracer. So already one member of Chile behind enemy lines. It's a good start for them as they try and cause pressure. It's going to be Tailspin walling off the opponents. But look at this, Shal in the back, putting a lot of pressure on Adam.
The double flankers did get to the back. It's going to be up to Gods right now to deal with it. Shal right now, though, not under a whole lot of pressure, is able to sit back here, lay in the poke damage. But while this is going on, Gods picking up 2 on the other side. He's doing a good job of backline control.
Yeah, it was just such a dive-heavy comp out of this team from Chile. With the D.Va, Winston, Tracer, and Genji combination, McCree is able to go off. Gods picks up 2, shuts down the push of Chile. Now will be Team USA setting up yet again here. I'm really looking at Tailspin. If he can split off this Chilean team, can really cause some problems.
Absolutely, and the thing is, you have the flankers going in to the back line. But I'll tell you what, Seagull has great coordination with Gods, been teammates for a long time. He's going to be spot on with those shields to keep Gods alive as he continues on that back line control.
Well, it's interesting. You see, it's going to be Tracer for the side of Chile. Darting by, Iran gets taken out by Tailspin. But because of the comp that they have, it's like some of their heroes can get over the wall, some have to wait. Tailspin able to separate them. You see D.Va's getting very low inside the point. It's going to be Tailspin with the Blizzard. Doesn't need to use it now. His teammates picking up the rest of the members of Chile. Another good hold here for USA.
And here's the scary thing here for Chile is that, as you mentioned, ultimates haven't really been used too much by the US. They are going to have a very full ult bank in just a moment here. Everything will be up and on the table. And for Chile, that means they're going to have to go for a junk rush here in a moment. Roll in, try and drain some of those US ults, build up their own in turn, and try and get through. But with only 2 minutes remaining, time is already not their friend right now, X.
Yeah, they're changing their comp up a little bit, Chile. They're going to get a Zarya now. They're going to go with a Reinhardt and a Roadhog. So you lose all that engage. You see 2 Graviton Surges coming in. Mezar picks up 2. Gods another one. Tailspin with 1 more. It's going to be Vardock frozen there. They're not able to take him out right away. Finally finishing him off. Shal, though, still behind enemy lines with that Dragon Blade. Needs his teammates to cause a lot of commotion at that front door. Take some pressure off him. He's going to have to back up.
And here's the scary thing there for Chile is that the U.S. still has quite a few important ults up, including the all-important sound barrier from Adam. USA is holding very strong right now. And for Chile, they're really slowly running out of time. Their best chance here will be going into Nano Boost Dragon Blade. Shal is going to have to pierce the back line, take out Gods early on, and just wreak havoc. If he's not able to do that, Chile's odds here get much, much lesser as time ticks on.
Yeah, but with no mobility on the side of Chile, outside of Shal and his Genji, look, I mean, they're just going to wall off as soon as he comes over the top. Team USA able to deal with him with ease, and that's what I was worried about from this comp from Chile. No mobility, not able to get really into the back lines of Team USA, and you see USA just picking up tons of kills, EP.
And the great thing about that is that Mezar was holding on to his Earth Shatter. He knew that a Nano Boost play could be coming in. As soon as that Nano Boost person came in, he took him out immediately, as Seagull was easily able to get the cleanup here. And now, right here, there's only 50 seconds left here for Chile. This is very likely going to be their last major attempt. USA on the verge of a first point hold here on Hanamura, and
I come in. Here comes From God's gonna drop down. Has two lined up. Gonna get one, and he's gonna get hooked by
Hanamura. Tailsman got wall off the front just to be sure. Overtime slowly ticking away, and that is going to be it.
There, some fantastic stuff from the side of Team USA in the first half, and
go in about the same time as your front, so you create a pincer. You can make things really difficult for the defending team.
10-0 on Zarya. Look for him to kind of take some of that, move it in.
The way these assault maps work, you capture the point, you get a point. And because Chile was not able to capture that point, they have
been fast, just try and be extremely aggressive. And the guys talked a little bit about on the analysis desk, you know, Chile had a tough time. This hero, look for him to be a big factor here for USA.
And here we go, Seagull diving right in. Immediately gonna get away with one there.
You were probably freaking out as soon as you get hooked. You expected to die, and this looks like just an imminent death here for Scratch. Should be able to take map number 1.
USA absolutely going to take map number 1 there. They got the few first pickoffs they need.
Chile had nothing they can answer back with it. You know, they just came straight through at the beginning. They let.
He is that good at heroes like Genji.
Yeah, and Seagull finishes the map 20-0, so a pretty dominant performance from Seagull. So we can talk a little bit about that. What do you expect to see from Chile on this map?
Well, coming in for Chile here, clearly
was to keep up earlier against, you know, South Korean scrims. And it's like, right there, they're able to keep it that fast pace, right? But
the attacking side rather than defense. So all hope is not lost, but hey, we're going to see some Seagull Genji again.
Yeah, and it'll be
together as 6. They want to keep them staggering deaths. And when you have a Genji and Tracer in the backline, it can actually be hard to get full
forward, trying to just build some confidence as this group stages moves on, and you see around.
Buttless coming in there with the Swift Strike, doing all sorts of damage to the Chile team, has brought himself already up to.
What would you like to do comp-wise against this defensive setup that USA is going?
I would run a Winston immediately, just because we
step back and it's like, all right, guys, like, what do we need to change up? What's not working? Let's take a deep look at their comp and find out. Seagull with another, see Seagull with another Dragon Blade, gonna bring it out, gonna just dive on the Zarya in the back.
All of USA diving in there, getting the fall through, and you take a look at this next fight. You're gonna have Primal Rage on deck here.
Straight through, using those ults to great effect.
The big part there was the Nano Boost in the Death Blast, going to be able to land that Earth Shatter as the US comes in to defend.
Yeah, and he's just going to have to really make over to it. Chile's gotten some things going.
They absolutely have, and Zerpetter, his Earth Shatter effectively led to the death of both.
Nano boosted with another Death Blossom. He's going to be put to sleep as Team USA is trying to win it here. It's going to be enough. It looks like the team of Chile going to be able to just take out the remaining members of USA and continue moving.
And after that, it was just chaining death after death, and it created an opening here for Chile to get through here, add extra time to our clock, but Seagull's ready to go.
Yeah, and Seagull just using that dash to just get up, stay alive, and get to the health pack. Fantastic.
Chile, this is their last chance. They must win this fight almost flawlessly because they'll have to win another if they want to get the second.
Chatter, nice play there by Seagull. Just great awareness now, just using the deflect, knocking everything back.
Somehow defend here. They're going to have to do it on first, which, while not unprecedented, is pretty hard in Overwatch just because...
More comfortable with?
I think they were getting along that road in the last game where they did swap to the McCree. McCree's definitely like Seagull. It will get those punishes in, so if they do have that level of McCree play, I do think they could slow it down a bit. Thinking back to some prolific tournaments way back in the day where you would see a Bastion on Route 60.
Casual, and he was like, I have Seagull on my team. He expect him to at least play Bastion a few times.
We'll see how Chile responds. Shaw can go right in, deflect right in his face, but Seagull's really comfortable playing Bastion. It's not his first, we're not going to die to your first Bastion push, but Ebron picking some kills in the back.
Yeah, now you got to think how Letter comes in. Seagull set up in a prime spot with Bastion, getting that damage boost.
Very close to the final checkpoint. If they bring it there, that's going to be it. They will win the series 2-0 over Chile.
Go tank mode, just looking for players to take out, and he's going to have two directly in front of him.
Does Bastion not always as crazy as you might think, sometimes very legitimate.
Yeah, and you saw, I know, in the pre-match